These spelunkers are alcoholics. No caving experience. As they stumble into the depths, a person first falls from a height of 24 meters, then tumble down a 6-meter steep slope. Finally, it falls to a depth of 19 meters. This is the terrifying caverns of Cabajos. Adventure event. July 10, 2005. Fiery sun. Roasting the dry land of San Luis Potosi. 5 friends will provide the final supplies. Loaded into Javier's pickup truck. The car is shaking. Miguel is their self-appointed leader on this trip. He filled one with cold containers for beer and tequila. Throw it in. Carlos Alacandero. Ario and Daniel also brought their camping gear, but it doesn't include any regular caves. Adventure equipment. None of them have studied the upcoming terrain. This trip was decided hastily, just because Miguel saw it on social media. At Cabajos Cave, photos of underground parties held near the cave, and before them. Never had any experience with caving. The rules to be followed in cave exploration. What little they know is written on the bottle cap. They don't have helmets. No lighting other than a cell phone flashlight. There was no rush. They had no knowledge of the complex terrain. What they're really bringing is wine. Case of wine. A portable stereo. It will further affect. Recreational drugs for judgment. Later afternoon, they arrived at the makeshift campground. The empty lot is already filled with a mess of vehicles. The car owners got there one step ahead of them, getting ready for the underground party that's about to start tonight. Friends pitched tents. The tent is already open for beer before it is fixed. The weather forecast had warned of heavy rain, but they didn't even check the sky before they set off. Already on an exposed tree route, they follow the music. There is no map and no guide at the entrance. Small white weather. The rain has made the deer muddy, but they didn't care. Occasionally slip and laugh. By this time, everyone had already drunk several bottles of beer. Daniel even broke my ankle, but he waved his hand and took a sip of his drink and pretended it was fine. When they arrived, hundreds of young people are in Cabajos Cave, dancing inside and outside the cave. The 5 of them also joined the carnival. Dance and drink. Pleasure. They go beyond the party organizers' preset range. Go deeper. Ignore the symbolism. Erected no entry sign. Near midnight, the sky suddenly cleared. Then it rained cats and dogs. The ground outside the cave quickly became slippery. Despite this, the party continues. But now I'm drunk. Smoked Miguel decides to go back to camp. Get more wine. Although others are facing the sky, his drunkenness and dark worrying. Dissuaded, he still insisted on going alone. Ariel Handro is drunk. Finally decided to go with him, and carried a bag for more beer. The 2 of them stumbled into the rain. No flashlight or headlights. The mobile phone is because of the party video taken earlier. It's long out of power. The only light comes from the occasional lightning bolt. It briefly casts strange shadows in front of them, and then quickly plunged into darkness. Miguel goes ahead, empty bag in hand. Drunkenness brings false courage. He blindly ignored the danger around him. Alejandro is close behind. It's getting harder and harder to walk in the mud. A sudden gust of strong wind, with a thicker rain curtain. You picked up the pace, but lost his way in a state of drunkenness. Under the illumination of a single lightning bolt, he mistakenly thought the ground ahead was flat. Take a step with confidence. And he was wrong. The sound of glass breaking in the night sky. Miguel's foot is in the air. Fell into the left connoisseur day. The bag that hit the beer bottle hit the rock wall. Broken into pieces. His body fell in the darkness. His scream was short, soon interrupted by another impact. It starts with a fall of 24 meters, then tumbled down a 6-meter steep slope. Finally, it falls to a depth of 19 meters. He hit the ground with great force. Alejandro was so frightened that he would stay put. The glass shattered and Miguel's cry let him wake up in an instant. He called out to Miguel, and there was no response. Frightened and lost, he began to back away. Now, he really felt the invisible crisis around him. Rely on survival instinct. He actually managed to retrieve the hole. He informed others of the situation. Everyone fell into chaos. Carlos, Ario, and Daniel, after hearing the news of Miguel's fall, but still drunk, rushing into the rain desperately trying to find their friend. One of the participants, who is still awake, managed to call the local authorities. Professional cave rescue teams arrived at the scene overnight. Arrived at dawn. The rain has gradually stopped, 4 of my surviving friends are now fully conscious. They lead rescue workers to the approximate location of Miguel's disappearance. Rescue personnel are fully equipped, well-trained. Confirmed soon Jacono Hill. Entrance to the sinkhole. This is the geological formation they are familiar with. But for those 5 who took this dangerous terrain, for young people in a playground, but unheard of. Rescuers fasten safety ropes. It comes with lighting, safety equipment and communication equipment. Gingerly start to descend. They took what Miguel and his friends had done. All safety measures ignored. At the bottom of the sinkhole, near bottle fragments scattered, they found Miguel's body. There was no way he survived his fall. Due to multiple impacts, he suffered a devastating head trauma. The medical examiner later confirmed, after the first major impact, he died on the spot. In this senseless tragedy, it's the only thing I haven't seen. The death was quickly reported in the cave, spread among the explorer community. For them, you've heard all the stories. Another preventable death by ignorance, drunk and cold to the underground environment. Essential contempt is caused by the local government immediately shut down the cave system, pending investigation. Although everyone knows the cause of the accident, obvious. Miguel didn't die because the cave itself was lethal, but because he and his friends are in danger. Lack of basic respect and preparation for surviving friends have to face their irresponsibility. The consequences of the decision. What they were after was the pleasure of alcohol. Rather than knowledge and equipment, they ignored all beginners. Basic safety rules that should be mastered. Never go into a cave alone. Be sure to carry reliable lighting. Understand the terrain. Never drink alcohol or use drugs in caves. When rescuers took Miguel's body, when transported out of the hole, survivors are truly aware of their own stupidity. Beer in their camp, sound and a casual attitude. It feels so empty now. Their weekend trip. In the end, a game that could have been avoided. The death of freedom comes to an end. In the coming weeks, Cabajos Cave and around the Jacono Hill sinkhole, they put up warning signs, alert visitors to potential dangers. Underground parties are also officially banned, at least in name. But for a true understanding of caves, for explorers with a cruel nature, no logo can fully convey this with Miguel's life. In exchange for simple truths, the earth beneath our feet, there are indeed wonders worth exploring, but only with knowledge, equipped and clear-headed people to deserve the beauty of facing this danger.